Here at home, a hearing on if Columbia University should disclose disciplinary records of some students involved in demonstrations. A lawsuit fighting a congressional request was filed by students, including Mahmoud Khalil, the Columbia graduate currently detained and facing deportation. Alice Gaynor has more now from federal court.
Mahmoud Khalil and other students at Columbia University and Barnard College using pseudonyms filed a 36-page lawsuit to stop the disclosure of student disciplinary records. The U.S. House Committee on Education and Workforce asked for those records related to 11 incidents during pro-Palestinian demonstrations on campus. An attorney for the plaintiffs argued that this, combined with other letters the Trump administration has sent, are meant to chill protected speech, an effort to suppress a viewpoint that our plaintiffs have held and do hold now and plan to express in the future. They argue these students are frightened when they see their identities vilified by the federal government, are worried about doxing and immigration consequences. The judge asked congressional attorneys, what are your clients planning to do with those identities? To which an attorney responded, one way they may look at the information is to see how Columbia dealt with potential repeat offenders, that it could help the committee decide funding levels. The judge asked if there was an intent to publicize identities or turn them over to an administrative agency for enforcement of any kind. The attorney said not to his knowledge and that it was not a typical action of a congressional committee. But can you rule it out, the judge pressed? At this point, I cannot rule anything out, the attorney said, adding he could safely assure they were not intending to disclose info for the sake of disclosing info. Earlier this month, the Trump administration froze $400 million in funding for Columbia. Last week, the school announced sweeping policy changes requested by the Trump administration. The judge wanted to know if it was the university's position that it would have taken those measures were it not for indication federal funding would have been withdrawn. An attorney for the school said that the actions announced had been under review and in development for many months. For now, the judge is keeping an injunction in place, meaning they shouldn't turn over any information. The parties have until 5 p.m. Thursday to submit additional material. Then the court will make a ruling. Outside a federal court in Lower Manhattan, Alice Gaynor, CBS News, New York.
And a legal victory today for another Columbia University student facing possible arrest and deportation. She has lived in this country since she was 7 years old.
The court today did the right thing, did the sensible thing, did the just and fair thing of granting her that protection and blocking ICE's attempts to detain her and deport her pending further order of the court.
A lawsuit filed in federal court Monday claimed the Trump administration was trying to arrest and deport Yoon Seo Chung. The 21-year-old is a Columbia University student and legal permanent resident who has been involved in pro-Palestinian protests. The suit claimed ICE told her attorney there is an administrative warrant for her arrest.